All right, good afternoon, Panther Nation. Here we are for 2013 first edition of the Coaches Show with head coach Mike Fuller. Going to be exciting here to kick off a great year. We are fortunate to have Which over here in Euless, again, sponsor the Moby, our biggest sponsor this year, I believe. So please get over there, thank them for their sponsorship, and give them a little business. So, Coach Fuller, 3 days in. Why don't we start with the varsity JV guys? Give us your thought. What have you seen here the first couple days? How did it go as compared to what you expected?
Well, thank you, and I also want to thank Which for sponsoring our show. We're certainly excited to have them on board for another year. Our first week has been great. We're 3 days in. We got 3 practices under our belt. We can only go in shorts and helmets for the first 4 days. So as much as we feel good about it and everything looks good and the kids are flying around and doing a great job, we still won't really know anything until we put the pads on and line up against somebody else. But for the varsity and JV kids who are in the program, they are giving every bit of effort that they possibly can. They're working hard. They're running hard. They're showing up on time. They're being great teammates. They're doing a really good job. I think one thing that's helped our practice is we got some new speakers, and we've been able to have loud music, kind of upbeat music being played during the practice, and that just keeps people from realizing that they might be tired or maybe they're hot or whatever it might be. But it's been a good first week. We don't have huge numbers this year. It's kind of a thinner crew, but the one thing I do know is that the guys that are still in the program, the guys that are with us right now, definitely want to be here, and they're definitely going to give us everything they have.
Perfect. We've, I don't know if it's a blessing. It got real hot last week. It was hot Monday, then it rained. I know it was cooler out there today, but the humidity, just driving around, has been a little bit stifling. But what any issues, weather issues, cramping, what's that look like so far? Injuries, everybody healthy 3 days in?
We haven't had any injuries take place yet. We did have a few guys cramp up a little bit this morning, but I think most of that can probably be traced back to not eating breakfast. Talking to the kids who did cramp, they didn't eat anything. They got up and didn't have any fuel in their bodies to practice. But really, the weather's been great. It hasn't been that hot. It was hot last week, but this week hasn't been that bad. This morning, when I woke up at 4:15, I had my doubts about this practice. It was pouring down rain. There was lightning everywhere, but it cleared out in time for the freshmen to get on the field, and it stayed away. We had a good practice.
Good. Let's talk real quick. I'll turn it to you just for the details. I know everybody's interested in the scrimmage on Saturday. Rather than me rattle off incorrect times or places, I'll give that back to you. I think it's freshmen at 7 and varsity JV at 8:45. Does that sound like a plan? And tell us sort of where it's at and what we should expect on Saturday.
Well, I don't have my calendar in front of me, my schedule in front of me, so I'm not exactly sure. But I know that you can look on pantherfootball.mobi. So just pan up a little bit from where this video is playing, and you can look at the schedule. I believe it is 7 with the freshmen and then 8:45 with the varsity and JV. But it's just an inter-squad scrimmage, a glorified practice. Our second day in pads, and we're just going to try to get everybody some reps and run a certain number of plays. We're not going to be out there for 3 hours or anything like that. But it's kind of a reward for a hard week of work and just kind of seeing what it looks like together. We'll just be running our stuff against our offense against our defense. Our not working on anybody in particular. And then next week for the real scrimmage, we'll start to work on Lamar a little bit. But as soon as we get everything installed, we will start game planning for Duncanville. So that week when we scrimmage Lamar, it will be a combination game planning for Duncanville and just getting enough of a knowledge of Lamar to be able to go ahead and play that scrimmage.
And
practice schedule for next week was finally finalized today. I'm going to type that up before I leave tonight. we'll send an email out, and that will be on the Moby site tonight. But we have some evenings, some mornings, some a little bit of both. It's just it's kind of a hectic week for not just for players but for coaches as well, trying to get ready to teach and learn our new responsibilities with our new principal that we're excited to have, and we'll have that out tonight.
Perfect. Let's switch gears to the freshmen, the incoming guys. Maybe talk a little bit about that group. Obviously, it's real early with only 3 days, but what's it look like early on? Size, what good size group? What do you see there, and what's the early thoughts?
Well, like you said, it's a little bit too early to tell what kind of group it's going to be. What I do know, we spent a week with them last week in kind of our Head Start camp. I think we had about 56 to 60 of the freshmen come to camp last week, so they got 4 days, a 4-day head start on some of the terminology and things. But I tell you what, they've been responsible, they've been well behaved, they've been on time, they are very polite, they're working hard. Just going around from group to group, it looks like we're going to have a good group of linemen. We've got some guys that can throw the ball well. We've got a few guys, several guys that can run routes and catch. I think we're going to have some good running backs. And the numbers are not bad. When it's all said and done, we'll have a pretty good number of freshmen. And the goal is just to keep them out there, and we'll know a little bit more when we put pads on. But I think they're having a good time. Our freshman coaches, we have a couple of new freshman coaches this year. We've got Michael Osadabi, who played here. This is his first year to coach. He'll be coaching on the freshman staff. And then Caleb McConnell is coming from Northwest. He's going to be great for us. And then Kevin Robinson is coming over from CMS, who all the guys already know and really like. So that's going to be a plus for us. And Michael Lee will be the head freshman coach this year. And Michael says, our Coach Lee says that he really likes the group and just likes the way they carry themselves. So we're excited to see what they can do when we put pads on and when we play somebody else.
Great. Well, thank you, Coach Fuller. That'll be a wrap on the first show here of the year. Panther fans, check back. We'll try and grab some of Coach Fuller's time after the scrimmage Saturday, get some thoughts after a little bit of contact. Again, we appreciate you guys checking in. We are the most watched coaches show in the entire Moby Nation, not the Panther Nation. So keep coming back. Look for some more information here, and go Panthers.